Got to go to Love Land. Take my hand. Let me lead you to Love Land. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to... I'm making adjustments as we go here. Welcome to another reading here at Loveland Tarot. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you're a fan of this channel, then you know we don't just automatically jump right in. We kind of help get you into the receptive mode. Everything on the table here is part of this particular journey, which is going to be a pick a card called Is It Delay? Is it a delay or divine timing or both? So there's a current situation maybe going on in your reality and you're wondering like, why am I still waiting? We actually did a card reading, a collective reading right before this one where we were talking about how long is this situation going to last. And it sounds like we still may, I have this 111 on the timer going by, but it sounds like we still have a little bit of some understanding before there can be clarity for you and peace around what's going on right now. So that's what the intention and the purpose of this pick a card is so that you can understand, like, am I delayed because of a factor that maybe is something under my control, something I have control over and I could do something about? Or is it divine timing that I'm waiting for? Is it both? And why? So why is it divine timing? Why is there possibly a delay? That's what we're going to be looking at. So let's get comfy. I'm going to light our candle, which today I was guided to bring out the Santana candle. This is part of the Ombre collections. It's very divine masculine. So let's light our candle and get ourselves all cozy. Because, you know, even though I am a master healer and master teacher and an author and an artist and all these things, like I still like to watch. Even though I create my own decks and all that, I still like to watch other readers' channels. And part of it is because, yeah, it's fun to get confirmation from other sources, but ultimately you should trust your own inner guidance above all else. But it's fun. But for me, it's kind of relaxing just to sit with a particular teacher's energy field and energy signature. And their little setups, you know, their little tablescapes kind of relax me. Seeing all their fun, cool card decks is relaxing and fun. And just hearing the messages from someone else's perspective. So I may know you may know these answers already, but just to hear it from someone else's perspective too, where maybe there's a little bit of a different, not spin, but where Spirit's giving a little bit of a different way to look at things. That's why that's why I do these, number one, for you, but that's why I like to see them as well. But I like the whole experience. I like to see, you know, I don't want to just jump right into the cards. So we're going to clear our energy. First of all, I'm going to wrap us all in love light and light love and invite in the guides who overlight this channel, this whole TLC for the soul, Loveland Tarot, TAMI Lynn Chambers experience, because we've got 3 YouTube channels. This is where we do our card readings. And I do always link in my videos here to the other channels if you want to take your experience deeper. We do a lot of crystal Reiki healing and looking at my books that I write and channel in fiction as part of crystal Reiki healing over on my TAMI Lynn Chambers channel. And if you're more of an advanced practitioner or you want to dive a little bit deeper, then we take the theme of this, like say for example this particular card reading, and we dive deeper into it over on the TLC for the Soul channel. So I've got a little bit of peppermint spray just to bring in some clarity. Plus look at the blue of that bottle. This is all about the third eye and the knowingness. Like, you know what you know. You're going to know these things. But it's just going to be kind of a fun, let's just have it be a fun experience. I got to spray the board, bring in some clarity. Spray you and bring in some clarity. I don't know. Did that get all over the thing? Who knows? I'm going to bring a little bit more down. Look at the way it whooshes down. Whoosh. I'll put some on myself. Gimme. All right. For a minute there, I was like, what am I spraying? No, there's only one spray that looks like this. Okay. All right. It looks very shamanic up on the board today, I would say. We've got a shaman's drum. We've got, and they're even going to have me use one of my drum beaters as a pointer, but we've got a shaman's drum. We had dragon energy want to come in. My little baby, he's so cute, my little dragon. We've got cat, so a lot of animal spirit guides coming through. We've got a phoenix. We have some flower therapy that wanted to come in. So in addition to the third eye, it looks like we're also hitting upon the crown, the root, and oh, the dang chakras are involved, the solar plexus and the sacral. And I was guided to pull out my snake altar cloth. This is a very special thing that was gifted to me. And it was funny because the person gifting it didn't even realize like that this was also part of the gift. They wrapped a gift of an elk horn in this, and they put their she actually was so clever. They're having me digress for a reason. So we've got the guides here overlighting this show. We do want to make sure we have Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron here, and any other guides. We've got dragon guides coming in for you. We've got spirit animal guides coming in, flower fairies. But it was so funny because I don't know, there's just a lot of animals coming through here to support, because she wrapped this elk horn in this snake thing, and she clipped a little piece of her horse's mane and used it to wrap all that. And it was part of like a whatchamacallit, where you like everybody brings something. Is it like elephant walk or something? Everybody brings something and then you kind of exchange, like a gift exchange in a way. But we didn't know, like you just pick, you know how that works. I'm not going to go through that. But anyway, all right, let's see. So we need to pull some cards. I don't know if they've already got the deck stacked up for me over here. I'm here at the deck table. Deck drawer. Bring these decks over. Let's get our piles laid out. The card that kind of started all this, and these are some of the decks we're going to be using. The majority of the decks we use on this channel are my own designs and creations. They're all available at the Game Crafter. The links to that are listed in the description of the show. And then we've got some other tarot decks. But the card that kind of started this whole thing was the Hanged Man, which in this case says limbo on it. And look at all the spirit animals in this card. I mean, look at the beautiful tree and this huge guide off to the right. I think it's like a hawk, some sort of a hawk over here, or like a falcon, like a peregrine falcon type of bird. And all the doe, so all the divine feminine energy in this limbo. So that may be what you're feeling right now. This is kind of like our master card. Like, do you feel like you're in some sort of limbo? And if you're listening to this when it drops, then you may well feel that way, because that's just the energy signature of what's going on right now. Collectively, is we're in this kind of holding pattern. So they're guiding me to pick up the rattle, and let's just do a little bit of rattling through and breaking up any stagnant or stuck energy, because you need to be able to pull back from the perspective that you're stuck. And let's find out what it is. Like, are you really stuck? And if so, we'll give you some tips on how and some advice on how to get through that. If it's divine timing, then you're really not stuck. You're kind of in like a nest, a spirit nest, waiting for an energetic timing to occur. And so we might have a little bit more to share on that. But let's get out of the mindset that we're stuck, and let's see how we can open up these energies for flow. So how many piles are we going to have? We're going to have 4. All right, let's see. So let's use, this is the Magical Nordic Tarot. Let's get our piles out. is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. This is the tarot at the end of the rainbow. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. He's got something going on there. A lot of cards. Pile 4, and this is my deck. This is Loveland Oracle, the spring pack. Oh, pile 1. Oh, that's a lot. Pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. All right, these are our piles to start. We may add some more cards as we go on. And let's see, what do you want me to put on these piles? Let's put some pile markers down. This. Yeah, we didn't even pull any crystals up on the table. All the crystals are over here. All right, we'll use that. So it's quite interesting pile markers. Pile 1 is this bismuth. It looks like a Christmas tree to me. Love it. Pile 2 is this poor little Lemurian quartz that someone thought they were making into it. This is like, there's such a story behind this. Maybe I'll save that if you pick pile 2. I think you have to hear the story. I don't know why. Pile 3 is not even a crystal. It's like the stand for a crystal. The stand for a, whatchamacallit, an orb. It's gold though. The gold may mean something to you. And pile 4 is a beautiful Lemurian angel aura quartz. We've got 2 Lemurians up on the table, this one and this one. We've got the Christmas tree bismuth and the little gold. It's got 3 legs too. Maybe that 3 has something to do. So go ahead and pick your piles, and we will start with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. You chose the Christmas tree or pine tree looking bismuth crystal. I don't want to keep kicking this. Let's just straighten this a little bit more. My foot keeps kicking. I like to read standing up and walking around, so my foot keeps hitting the tripod. All right, so here's your cards. You've got Loveland support. Stop trying so hard. You can relax because your spirit support team has taken over on this situation. So the question is this divine timing, a delay, or both? So let's keep going. We'll see. Think about your situation. We have the body. Your physical body requires self-care and rest at this time. You are experiencing a time of renewal and light body upgrades. Be gentle with yourself. We have the death card. Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a pentagon. And this one we've got recuperation. All right, so this is a delay. They're saying because you're physically, that you're not ready yet because you are going through some changes in your ascension, and there's some healing that has to take place, and there's definitely some upgrades that need to happen in your, they just keep saying in your aura. Upgrades that need to happen in your aura to support the next leg of your spiritual journey. And this thing that you're wanting or you're asking about is, they're saying not, it's within reach, but not right now. It is a delay, and it's been brought on by the fact that you're not taking care of yourself the way that you promised that you would do. So you've kind of fallen back on some old habits, and your team is saying, if you really want this, then you have to detach from the outcome, the when, the how, the why it's happening. Why it's kind of happening is because you're going through an ascension process, and it's being very hard on your physical body, and you're not taking the time that you need to take care of yourself. And so the why is, if you were to, so your guides are basically stepping in here. This is more of this is divine intervention. And the delay is being caused kind of on purpose, because there's more that has to happen, more of an upgrade that you have to receive energetically to be able to energetically align with what you want. They're saying don't ask about timing, because they're not going to give you any time frames. But let's see if we can get some advice. Okay, they're giving me this other deck. So we're going to use Bubble, which is also my deck, because I know it can be a big butt pain to like hear like, what? I have more work to do on myself before I'm ready for what I want. But let's be able to, because the thing is, if you don't surrender to that, then your manifestation is basically not going to happen. Or it will happen, but it's going to take a lot longer than it would if you can surrender to the process that's happening right now, like this card. Surrender to the process that's happening and just allow for this to take place. So let's see what advice we have. This is my deck, Bubble. Let's see. What advice do we have for our beautiful Group 1? What can they do to kind of take care of themselves so that they can energetically match? Okay, so first off, we have make your home a sacred sanctuary. So this is, first of all, your inner home, like your physical well-being, your own castle, so to speak, making yourself a priority. Plus also clearing, I think, because once you make yourself a priority, then all these other things start to show up that also could use a little bit of an upgrade. So if you can surrender to this and say like, hey, I'm a sacred sanctuary, my own being, I'm sacred. And so it's important that I take care of myself, and whatever way that means to me, it's important that I slow down, detach from outcomes, that I take the path of least resistance. So I stop resisting what's happening here, and that I go with the flow. Let's see if there's another one. Anything else? Sweet treat. You deserve to treat yourself. Have one. So I think here too, it's like, I just keep hearing like, stop trying so hard, because this is going to happen eventually. But the harder you try, the more you kind of energetically push away what you want, because your guides are not going to source, whoever it is that source basically is the ultimate omnipotent control over everything, regardless of what you think. Like, I always say like, God is my, what is it? Like, he's my algorithm and all that. So your guides have got this. And basically, they're not going to open the door for you to this manifestation or this thing that you want until you pretty much surrender. And so if you need help looking up like the art of detachment or the path of least resistance, I would definitely like search out those type of terms and find some resources that resonate for you. And also like give yourself a pat on the back. It's not like you've been doing no work. You've been doing a lot of work, and you deserve to also have fun. So your spiritual experience is not like your only thing in life. I mean, it is the basis of all things, but it's like doing spiritual work. Because I think when we hear like, oh, I have to do more, work on myself. I think we feel like that our spiritual practice has to be like this hours long set of rituals and all these things. And it can be if you want it to be, if you've got time for that. If you've got all day to sit there like a monk in a monastery, like, sure, go for it. That's awesome. But, there's also like responsibilities of your day-to-day life that also come into play. And like it can all become a drudgery if you don't like also find a healthy outlet for like having fun. Notice they said healthy outlet for having fun. And for making yourself feel better, like child's play or whatever. So like allow yourself every now and then, like you don't have to be so strict with yourself. Allow yourself every once in a while to have, like, I don't know, whatever it is, like a donut or a little cup of coffee. Like you don't have to feel so deprived of the good things in life because you're on a spiritual journey. And, like use discernment, obviously. Like there's something you're not supposed to be eating or drinking, then don't just do that. But like find something that works for you. So for example, the other day, I really wanted ice cream, like an ice cream cone. And I shouldn't be having dairy because it causes inflammation in the body. It's probably one of the things if you're eating an anti-inflammatory diet that you really should not be having. And for me, whatever reason, I cannot do like cow dairy, but I could do like goat's dairy if I really wanted to. But anyway, so the other day I wanted an ice cream cone. I wanted to go sit at the park and eat an ice cream cone. And I kind of got a little out of hand. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to eat this Rocky Road that I found at the dollar store because I'm like, it looks so good. Well, the next day I was really good when I was eating it. And I was like, I'm going to pay for this later. And the next day I did not feel good at all. And I can see it now in my skin, like it does not look good when I eat cow dairy. And I'm like, why did I do that? Why didn't I just take the extra step and go to the grocery store and get like the vegan ice cream or whatever? Like instead of just hurrying into it, kind of like throwing it all to the wind, like, whoo. So it's finding a balance, right? And I think this is coming up for a reason. It sounds like dietary things may have been kind of keeping you, like making you feel bogged down. Like I have to stick to this strict diet because they keep giving me examples of that. I can remember a while back I had a really bad outbreak of eczema on my hands, and Spirit's like, you need to detox. And so they actually did show me this eczema detox diet. And I kid you not, for 3 months I think there was only like 5 things on the list that I could eat in various forms or whatever. And for 3 months I ate the 5 things off that list. And it was like kind of not very fun. I tried to make it fun. But the detox did occur. The eczema didn't really go away. But the detox I needed in my body did happen because of what I was guided to do there. So if you're guided to detox in some way, I would do it. I'm getting big chills on that one. So some of you are being guided to detox in a certain way. And I would just definitely pay attention to your own intuition on that. Like, where are you being guided to detox? And it may not relate to each other. So for example, the eczema on my hands wasn't really affected by this detox diet, but whatever it was that I had to remove from my diet to eat off this list that they gave me really helped my body rid itself of like excess chemicals and food additives, and purged out a lot of stuff within my organs that needed to come out. And so they're just saying, try to make it fun for yourself. So it seems like this is a big advice too. A way to distract yourself is to really get into this. So if you're guided to go, I don't know, we'll just say the word plant-based. If you're guided to go plant-based and you're like, I don't want to do plant-based. I really like eating my barbecue ribs and whatever, I don't know, barbecue ribs and fajitas. I'm really bummed about that. I'm really pissed about that. It's like, okay, well, start finding, resources that make it fun. And maybe you go buy yourself like a fun, I remember when I was doing that, I went and bought myself a Vitamix and a juicer, and I found a little organic store that I really liked going to. So it made the process more fun and easy, and not feeling like so drudgerous, like, oh, I got to, because maybe I've tried many different food things, but, it really did help. So like, make it fun, do what you need to do. don't beat up on yourself if you like fall back. Like, okay, I did eat that ice cream the other day. You know, like personally, I ate that ice cream. I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And I just let it go because I'm like, did I have fun while doing it? Hell yeah, I had a heck of a lot of fun while I was doing it because I got led on this whole other adventure while I was out in on that park, and it led to some really like cool finds and some, gifts from spirit and blessings and all that. So just try to have fun with it. Don't be too hard on yourself, and just allow yourself to receive whatever you need to receive, and kind of take your mind off of this thing that you want for now, because it's not going to come any faster by you continuing to think about it. Just surrender to your guides. They've heard your prayers. They know what you want. And the sooner that you heed their advice and start taking better care of yourself, then the sooner you're going to become an energetic match to what you want. So let's get any last advice for you. This is my own handmade deck, the Labyrinth of Dragonshire. And the advice we have is, the first one is, you're creating your own reality right now. Watch out. Card number 11. It's like a compass or a wheel or a steering wheel or whatever. And it's kind of like, this whole experience is going to be what you make it to be. If you think like, oh crap, I'm not gonna get what I want right now, and you go into that mindset, then you're just gonna be basically hurting yourself. Your guides aren't gonna move any faster because you're feeling like crappy about it. The universe is not gonna deliver what you want any sooner until you take their advice. And whether you take it now or a year from now, the advice is still gonna be the same, because until you heed what is being recommended, you're gonna stay pretty much where you're at. And then the last card you got is, there's a hummingbird and their spirit animal coming through. Air, new clarity, messages, mind chatter, and wings. So the other thing that's going to start happening too is, now that you've heard this message and you're kind of like going to maybe second guess yourself, like, no, is that really, maybe that's not really meant for me. You're going to start seeing references to what we've just talked about everywhere. Spirit's going to start showing you, in this case, ways to take care of your body better, ways to detach, ways to take care of it's all going to start showing up in your reality. Everywhere you look, you're going to be reminded, because they want you to have your manifestation, but you can't have it until you energetically align. And you can't energetically align in this case until you start taking better care of yourself. So you're going to start seeing these messages all over the place until you finally give in, let go with the flow, and heed the calling right here of what's going on. So that is all the messages we have for you here. I'm excited for you in your journey. Let me know how it goes if you'd like in the comments, and we will see you all again soon. Take care. Hello, pile 2. Hello. You chose this sad little quartz cluster, my three little quartz. They're Lemurian. Let me see if this plays into, because our question is this a delay, divine timing, or both? Let's look at your cards and see if I have to tell this story about this quartz. You got 4 Loveland Tarot cards. So the first one you've got is the emotions. Learn to flow with your emotions from a calm, balanced state. Maybe that's the center of this. We've got the heart. The angel of the heart is asking you to release the bindings you have placed around yourself. Your heart wants to play and make love light. A little heart activation going on there. Hence, I guess maybe that's why we got the green stone. You got, the dragon of Oof. Certain land masses in Loveland take on a magical shift if you can see them with your master eyes. You are a child of the dragon lines, and you are being called. This is my gatekeeping. This is my service to Gaia, people. And then you got alternate dimensions, when you just know you've met somewhere before. Yeah, maybe that's just a tiny bit more. I like to see all the cards on the table. Okay. Your tarot cards are, oh, you got the tarot at the end of the rainbow. This is the, this is like the, anyway, whatever. But it's about contemplation and thinking and dreaming. And you got, oh, in reverse, strength card, courage. This is kind of the, so this red ribbon around this jaguar thing is quite interesting. And notice it's not a lion. It's like a leopardish jaguar looking guy. They're tied together. Huh. There's more than one message going on here. But the initial question is this situation, or it looks like maybe there's multiple situations going on here. Is it a delay, divine timing, or both? And they're saying it's both in this case. One thing is divine timing and the other thing is a delay. And one is about a relationship and the other is about your spiritual path. So the relationship, they're saying, is divine intervention. And your spiritual path and your journey about like, what should I do next? Where should I go? Is more like career related. And that is divine timing. Divine intervention and divine timing. Kind of two different things along the same spectrum. And divine intervention is not a delay. It's spirit stepping in to lead you in a better direction. So which one do you want me to focus on first? So they want me to focus on the divine intervention first. So in this case, you're asking about someone that you're tied to energetically. And it almost looks like she's trying to close the mouth of this. I swear, because it's like one hand is on the bottom of the mouth and the other arm is like on the top, almost like trying to push it down. But she doesn't look unhappy. There's an energy connection, I think, that's really draining you because the person like talks all the time and basically won't shut up. And she's all in turquoise. And I think she just feels like she can't get a word in edgewise. Like she really loves this person. So like this take this as you, really love this person, but you feel tied to them energetically. So there's a soul bond here. There's a soul contract, but it's like they just won't stop talking and they won't let you get a word in edgewise. And they're saying this person is going to be removed from your reality as a divine intervention thing. And for you, you're a little bit like right away when you hear that, you're going to be like, what the what? But I don't think it's going to come as a surprise to you. I think you secretly have been wanting this, but you've kind of been too afraid to admit it to yourself. So just because something is a soul bond and a soul contract, just because you feel like, yeah, I've known you somewhere before, there's a past life connection here, of course. Why not? That's who our past life connections are, always teachers. Doesn't mean that the person has to stay in your reality until the end of your lifetime or whatever. And Spirit's saying it is now time for them to step in and to take over and to release this connection. It's not even a very tight connection anymore if you look at it. It's very loose. Kind of been growing apart, so to speak. And Spirit's been slowly like removing this person. They just keep getting a little bit farther away in your reality. And it's going to take a little bit of courage for you to detach from them completely. But I don't think it's going to be so bad because you've got this other thing going on that is going to start speaking to your heart. So Spirit's going to be giving you, they still have me holding this emotions card. So learning to balance your emotions about what's happening. And I think you're pretty good at that. I feel like you are pretty like Zen. And it's kind of like, well, okay, this is happening for my highest good. I guess I'll just flow with that and see what comes next. And that's cool, because then the heart card comes up, and it's like the bindings you've placed around yourself are being released, because your soul is breaking free of this particular soul contract. So even though I don't feel, if it was a romance, it was like kind of done a while ago maybe, and there's just this little bit left where this person is still kind of energetically tied to you, and Spirit's like, I just keep slowly removing them from your reality. They just physically keep getting further and further away, and at some point the little red thing that attaches you, the red thread, which is kind of like a thread of fate, soon fate and your destiny will change, and the person will just kind of slowly fade away. And so you have comfort in that, because you don't want to hurt this other person. And the fact that, and I think you have total trust in your guides and source. And I'm noticing here too, I think this is, yeah, it's a scarab. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. It's a scarab on this thing. So we talked about, on my other channel, the scarab beetle kept coming into play. So the scarab beetle shows up when there's a deep transformation going on, but she's not worried. Like, you're not really, you've got your eyes like up to the heavens. You've got a freaking rainbow over your head. Like, all is well in your world. You actually deserve these changes. It's been a long time coming. You've had the courage to do a lot in your life, and you're basically getting an upgrade. And your heart is going to expand even further with this soul work that you're going to be doing. And it's going to make the loss of this connection, like, it'll just be kind of a thing in the distant past, and you'll still honor that person, and you could still play with them in the 5D whenever you want. But from your physical reality, they're kind of being removed, because it's time for something new to come in. And that's where the Dragon of Oof comes in. This is a card for my Bringers of the Light, for people that are going to get more involved in service to Gaia type of work, working with the fairies, the fairy realm, working with dragons and dragon ley lines. So there's something else that's going to be calling you for your soul mission. And I saw 919, so that's an angel number that's reaching out to you right now, 919. And you're going to be called into this service work, which is going to take you in a different direction. So let's get a couple more cards to clarify. What deck do you want me to use? All right, they want me to go back and use Bubble to get some advice for you, because it looks like it's kind of all good. There's just kind of some loose ends that need to be tied up. So it's like divine intervention and divine. This one was divine timing though. So let's see the divine timing of this possible career change / soul mission reassignment. This is my deck. This is also my deck, Bubble. Let's see what we've got here. Any advice for pile number 2? First thing we got is suck. Something is draining your energy. And that's confirmation again, going back to, I think once this connection leaves your physical reality, and once this red thread is dissolved, which is Spirit will basically come in and dissolve this energetically, you're going to start feeling a lot better. Because even though this person like is physically getting further and further away from you in your 3D world, the energetic connection, for whatever reason, because of the type of connection it was, drains your energy. And I think once this red thread is gone, you're going to start feeling a lot better. So that's divine intervention too. There's not a whole lot that you can do here with this, except continue to engage in protecting yourself from this person, like energetically putting your shield on, whatever you do. But most of all, not letting this person get to you, staying in your Zen state, which was emotions was kind of at the center of your reading, and not letting this person, when they do happen to show up in your 3D, not letting them get to you and bother you. And then the last card we got is Forest. Kara loved to go out at night and into the woods. She imagined herself as a woodland fairy who could talk to the trees and animals. The trees loved Kara like a child. She was an immense source of angelic light and love. So again, this is just talking to service work, service to Gaia, working with woodland fairies, talking to trees and animals. This is part of your service work. Working with trees coming up here. And you're going to be guided. You're going to know where to go and what to do, how to do this service work. Like, it's all just going to naturally come to you because you probably were a woodland fairy at some point in time. It's part of your Akashic record. And it's just going to naturally come out. All right, let's get one last little card here for you. So you got world changes are affecting you. This is, yes, this is also something that could be making you, there's one more here, but I'm going to address this first. This could also be something that is draining your energy right now, is because you are kind of a child of the forest and so tuned in to the earth elementals, then changes within Gaia, you're extra sensitive to those. So when the Schumann resonance spikes, or Gaia has, yeah, they call it like, there was I don't know why South Park's come out. Me and my son used to watch, or we do watch South Park a lot, but there was an episode where there was this thing called the smugness cloud, and everybody was all like smug about the fact that they were driving like hybrid cars or whatever. And it was kind of like, aren't I great because I drive a hybrid? And everybody in the town ended up getting a hybrid and kind of following what everybody else was doing. And this big cloud got created, this cloud of like smugness, and then there was smugness clouds going up from other people, like people who thought they were really great and whatever. These clouds kind of merged and caused like this, like bad energy over in this case, I guess it was over the United States. And people were being affected by that, right? And so if you're sensitive to energy and there's any type of like upheaval going on in the collective, you could be feeling that too. And so the advice there as well is, get out into your beloved forest or the trees and recharge. Again, protect yourself. Know that if you're feeling off, I think you have the wherewithal to know, like, is this my energy or is this not me? Like, all of it, you're doing great, and all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, I feel really weird. Like, I feel, I don't know, anger or whatever. Is this mine? Like, I think you're pretty developed enough in your spiritual practice to say, is this mine? Like, no, there's nothing I'm angry about. Okay, this must be something that's around me that's affecting my energy. And so let me clear and protect and shield and guard and protect myself from that. And then the last thing you got was just my blank. I left it in here. It's blank, which kind of, again, goes back to you're creating your own reality. And in this case, you've got a blank slate to pretty much do whatever you want and have fun at it, because this kind of looks like a googly, like childlike, like those little eyes in a mouth. Like, yeah, have some fun at it. Go out and be a forest fairy for a day, or detach and, because look, she kind of looks like a forest fairy. Like, go have some fun. Because that is part of your service work, just going out into the trees and help yeah, I'm getting big chills there, which is my confirmation. It's reciprocal. Like, what you give the trees, they give back to you. It's kind of like this symbiotic relationship that you have. And you're going to find that you're going to feel so much better when you go do this little bit of service work. It's your way of giving back for all that Spirit is doing for you, especially when there's, like in this case, helping to remove this relationship with this divine intervention. Let's balance out the divine intervention that's going on and the extra effort that your source is putting in here and the guides are putting in to kind of shield you from this person. And let's give back by, in this case, the quote-unquote charity work you're being asked to do is to kind of go out and give back to nature. All right, Pile 2, that is all I have for you. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you all again soon. Take care. Hello, my Pile 3s. Well, maybe this needs to stay there. It was still sitting there from Pile 2, but it didn't remove, so maybe it just still needs to sit there for you. You chose the gold, like 3-leg little pedestal for a sphere. And why they want me to put, it's 3 and 3. So this is 3 legs of gold, and this is 3 crystal. There's actually a baby one over here, but 3, it's like a mountain, right? Let's put it up here. And the question is this divine guidance, a delay? And we also had divine intervention come up, so which is kind of a little bit different than, not divine guidance. Maybe it is divine guidance. It is divine guidance all the way around. Is it a delay, divine intervention, or divine timing? And so let's go into your cards. From the Loveland Tarot, you got We Help. There I go again, calling it tarot. This is an oracle pack, but I am working on the tarot deck to these cards. We help. Look up to the skies today, star child. Legions of distant family and friends are here to help you, your work, and the planet. You are not alone. This is my star seed. This is going to be my star seed pile, my group 3. You also got spirit guides. Will you allow us to help? You got keep trying. It's not ideal for you to stop when you are so far ahead right now, the angel said to Melanie. Gather your strength and keep moving forward. For your tarot cards, you got the 8 of Swords, the Devil, and the Knight of Swords, Moon. And lastly, the Hierophant with knowledge. There's a bird up here too. Almost looks like a raven. So what is going on here? Divine timing. This is my star seed. Let me just look at this for a minute. Yeah. So you are basically you're feeling trapped because you feel like they're saying that you feel like divine timing is against you, that it's like hindering you in some way, and your guides are saying like everything's fine. You need to rise up and basically just accept the fact that there's nothing you can do right now. You are kind of in a holding pattern, so to speak, but it's not that your thing is not manifesting. It's some portals. There's some portals and gates that have to occur first before your manifestation can take place. So you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're waiting. And I want to look at this because I have, yeah, this looks relationship based as well. You're waiting for one thing to end and another thing to begin. One thing is very like dark and not in your highest and best good, and you've been praying about this for quite some time, to be released from this situation with this person. Maybe romance, may not, but you've been asking for like something much more high vibe to come in, something where you're equally balanced together. You're not, I think too, you think like you're being punished. Like, why am I having to wait so long? Why does this thing just keep going on and on and on and on? Why am I like, not that you don't, I don't think it's not, it's just like you feel like, I think in this case, you're a little bit mad, like at spirit for it taking so long. You feel like they put this halt on things and like, you know, I'm trusting you, spirit. You told me to trust you, yet, you know, you're making me wait even longer. And don't you know this situation sucks and I'm tired of being in it. And I feel stuck here, like I can't move forward. I feel literally like I'm stuck for whatever reason. And I do find it interesting here that there's 6 swords around her, and these other 2 are out here like kind of on this other piece of ice that she is not really connected to the other swords. So yeah, there's things you don't know yet. There's knowledge you don't have yet. There's things you can't see about the current situation. And so Spirit is here, but they're not doing it from a place of like, no person, you can't, no beautiful soul, you can't have your manifestation. You basically need to like keep going. Your guides are here, and there's many guides around you, many, 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 more so than the average soul. Is that like, I'm not just an average bear. More so than the average soul gets to have. Like, you've got a big bunch of spirit guides around you, and it's because you're a starseed. Part of it is because of all the good karma you have. Like, when you're really good to the planet and good to others, and you do charitable type work and all, I mean, like, more and more and more guides surround you to, number one, help you, just help you out and support you, because you're supporting others, which ultimately supports everybody. Like, it's this whole unity consciousness thing. But you got yourself in a little bit of a conundrum because of the fact that you think you're stuck, and you kind of feel like, oh, my guides are holding me back from something. And they're like, no, if you just allow us to help, we'll help get you out. We'll help get you back to this feeling like, hey, we're good guys. Because like, they're good guys. In this case, it was like my representation of like Care Bears or whatever. We're like Care Bears, and we're here to help you, and we want you to have fun. And we're not doing this to like punish you. It's just something energetically and collectively. Energy has to shift. Energetically and collectively, freaking portals and gates and doors and things have to, all these energy upgrades happen when we go through these portals and these doors and so forth. And sometimes what you're asking for is on a really high timeline. And it's not that you're not energetically ready. You are, but the earth has to be able to support certain timelines. And for you to jump high up and be able to get with this other person that's really high vibe too, then the timeline has to be available for that. And you've got a few more to go. I'm going back to this hand because typically they don't give time frames, but they are showing me like 5. So I would say, they're saying within 5 months, this situation is going to resolve itself, because they're saying you are trying really hard, but when people get ready to give up, and in this case, they're like, no, this is divine timing. Don't give up, because the divine timing, you have no control over divine timing. If there's a portal or a window or a gate or a higher timeline, and it just has to organically happen within the energetic realms, and you're just set to wait for it, they don't want you to give up. Don't give up. You're super close. It's just, you've got a little bit more waiting to do. So while you're waiting, is there any advice other than definitely like rebond with your guides and say like, yeah, I want to feel this way. Like, what can I do while I'm waiting? Because I know I'm good. I know now that I've got what it takes to keep going. I'm not stuck. That already should be making you feel a little bit better. But is there any other advice for you? Ghost, a loved one in heaven wants to speak to you. I think you've got some ancestors who've gone through something similar. They're there to, because look at all the, I keep going back to all the guides you have. Look at all the freaking spirit guides you have around you. I mean, it's really crowded up in here. Now you've got ancestors coming in too, saying, you know, we know what you're going through. They're really proud of you because they wanted something similar for themselves in their lifetime, and they just couldn't get there. So I would like, you know, while you're at it, while you're chatting with all these other spirit guides, star family and angels and fairies and all that, and Care Bears, you know, pop in and pay some homage to the ancestors, and maybe pick one, like who you feel is had a similar life experience as you. And maybe you don't know them all. Maybe you have to call them in some sort of little fun ritual and like say, bring me one or someone, the one who's apparently calling out to you, and let me sit with them and see like, what did they go through? And maybe I'm doing this journey alongside them, and there's some support there that they can offer to me. And then lastly, magic is all around you if you just look. It's everywhere. Like this, to me, this mushroom looks like a person, looks like another little guy. It's like a little arm and a body and a head, like meh. So, have fun. Get back into, why you started this journey in the first place. I feel like you were maybe on a little bit of a earth elemental type journey. There's different paths to work with. You can be like on the witch path. We're working with the wizard path right now over on my TLC for the Soul channel. And like, get back into the magic of why you started this journey in the first place. Did you start down a shaman's path? Well, then, go back to some of your old shamanic practices. Like, did you like to just do drum journeys with your teacher, his favorite teacher? Get back into some of the fundamentals of why you chose this spiritual journey in the first place. Why was it so fun when you first started out? When you saw like magic and signs everywhere? And I think when we've been on the path for a little while, we can kind of forget about like how fun it was to even meet our spirit guides. So I remember like when I very first started knowingly started my spiritual journey back, it was like late 2013, when I consciously became aware that I was on a spiritual journey. One of my spiritual teachers started talking about spirit guides. I was like, oh my God, spirit guides, what are they? Like, oh, that's so exciting. I wanted to learn all about, I had no idea what a spirit guide was. I wanted to learn all about spirit guides. I wanted to like play with that, like go back to that beginner's mind of how can you go back to having fun with your guides and all of that. Let's see, let's get you one last little card from the Labyrinth of Dragonshire, my handmade deck. I knew it. I knew this card was. Fun is required right now. So just further confirmation, like enjoy the rest of this journey. Really 5 months. Within 5 months, you don't have much longer to go. I know if you get caught in the minutia of the day-to-day, it can seem like it's taking longer. But I promise you, if you can jump up into the higher realms, let your guides take you up into these higher realms where they're at, where all this magical energy is at. And the time, call in Archangel Metatron too, to help you with timing, to help you like get out of your head so much and just be at peace with the time that it's taking. And I think if you can do that, the time in the higher realms passes much quicker. If you can go with your flow, get out of your head a little bit and just have fun, then the time's going to pass much faster. You'll have fun. You won't be thinking so much about the when. You're not stuck. You're waiting on divine timing, and it's all going to happen for you. So that's all we have for you, Pile 3. I'm glad that you joined me here, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Hello, Pile 4. Hello. You chose this beautiful Angel Aura Lemurian quartz. Let's get into your cards. The question is it divine timing, divine intervention, what was the other one? Delays, or what? Because we've had all of that, some of that, or all of that come up in the previous groups. So let's see what you've got. For your love, for your love land, you got love land support. Patience is not your virtue. When you feel like you're going to tear your hair out, dig deeper and ask for support from your guides. The turtle. For your tarot, you got the 7 of Wands, feeling defensive. Back to this patience card. You got, what the heck? The Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving energy. I think it's like a badger, but I swear I thought he was on a snail. I mean, look at that, and he's like really old. Don't they just look like they go really slow? They're just they're admiring like some mushrooms along the journey. Oh, in the hike. What is this? The Five of Wands? Yes, the Five of Wands. Just a lot of mental. Wait. Yes. Wands. Why keep going? Why? I keep wanting to say like swords and cups. There's a lot going on here for you. Let's see. Yeah, here's some cups. Four of Cups. Awareness. So let me just see, because patience. You're being asked to be patient. Is this divine timing? A delay? Divine intervention, or some or all of the above? Yeah, I think in your mental body, you're just like, I don't care what it is anymore. I've had it up to here. This is really, really slow moving energy. And there's nothing you can do about it. I think you think there's something you can do about it because you're like feeling like, I can take care of this, whatever comes at me, I've got this. I can change my reality. I can manifest this faster if I just, keep trying, keep pressing forward. And your guides are saying, no, it's just, in this case, a person moving really, really slow. What would the awareness card? Let's leave that here for a minute. I'm going to pull some more cards because the patience messages I do not like to hear. Which deck do you want me to go to? Okay, so I'm going to bubble. You got presence. Was it too much to believe that her new love might be someone she never would have dreamt up for herself? Heather took a deep breath and wished for her true soulmate. Angels looked out over Heather's life and determined it was time for her to meet her true love. It was someone more amazing and wonderful than Heather had even imagined. Well, it's like it's a soulmate relationship we're waiting on. It's manifesting, trying to manifest. And the other card is a love spell. Time to call in a new love. Okay, so all right. This is divine timing. Definitely. So this person has been coming towards you energetically for quite some time now. This person has been even in your field of awareness because it's someone that you called in, you manifested, or you are manifesting this person, but they are taking so freaking long to move towards you. They're on I think it's not a problem, but they're on their own spiritual journey right now. And it kind of has slowed them down a little bit. And what is this? Hold on, I have to see. I think, does this little thing have bells around? Bells around its neck. It's like a cow, I'm coming. You can hear the tinkling fairy bells. This person is in your field, in your energy field. You feel them, you sense them. You can even hear them, I think, telepathically with these little bells. You can hear them coming, and there's this whole sense of magic surrounding, oh my God, I'm getting me chills, surrounding this particular relationship. Coming from even how you manifested them, you may have done what you thought was a love spell, and maybe it was some sort of incantation or invocation or whatever, or just a request to your guides, please bring me my person. And when we ask, it is given. So I feel like this person is obviously part of, when we say soulmate, there's a soul contract here. And so their energy field has been in your awareness for quite some time. And that's why I think it's so hard to be patient, is because you feel this person with your very being. You feel them around you. You feel them in your dreams. You can hear them telepathically. You can sense that they're getting nearer energetically, even though they're going so freaking slow. And finally, the time has come. We're going to get a couple more cards here on the maybe the when. Their Spirit's going to give it to us. But finally the time has come, and the angels have determined it's time. So it's time for this soul contract, this soul mission, and this timeline where you meet this person or come together with this person. It's time for that to kick off. And they're showing me 3 cups. They're saying within the next 3 weeks, because the love spell landed like this on the 3 cups. Within the next 3 weeks to a month, they want me to like extend it a little bit more because the 4 did try to show itself there. Within the next 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to meet this person. And it sounds like they're saying it's an online presence. So it looks like you're going to meet this person online somehow. Your guides are stepping in to bring you both together. So it's a long distance. They're saying it's a long distance relationship, but taken to heart, like long distance from a Spirit's perspective could mean 50, 100 miles to, 1,000 miles. So I don't know who you're manifesting. Do they already know? Does the pile 4 know this person? Not in the 3D. You don't know this person in the 3D, but this is someone you've been feeling around you in your field for quite some time now. You called them in. You've been manifesting them. 7 and 5 is 12. A year ago, you started calling this person in over a year ago, but you really got focused on wanting. It's not a specific person that you're calling. You don't know who this person is. You're calling in the energy of this person. Like part of your love spell was kind of like very specific, like not like I want, a certain person's name. It was like I want somebody who can love me unconditionally, can be a good, they're saying father figure, can be a good father figure, a divine masculine who exhibits these type of qualities. That's what you ask Spirit for. You ask for qualities and a certain type of soul mate bond to be there. So you didn't ask for a person. And so that actually made Spirit's job much easier because they're like, okay, great, because so-and-so, whoever they are, you don't get to know their name yet, is actually, the reason they're in your awareness is because they're part of the soul contract that you put in place before you even incarnated. And so the reason you called them in is because it was Spirit intervened and it was time for you to call them in. So it kind of works both ways, right? You think like, oh, I need to call in a soulmate. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, your guides bumped you energetically to call in a soulmate because it was time for you to call in a soulmate because it was time for that part of your soul mission to kick off. So it's kind of like I get in a little, you can get yourself in a little conundrum first, like, well, what happened, kind of like the what happened first? Was it the idea to manifest something, or was it the fact that the thing was already in my vortex, so to speak, and Spirit just nudged me to call out and want to manifest this thing because it's already there. It's not like I just got a bright idea out of nowhere to manifest something. Especially big things like a relationship. Now, if it's like a spoon or a fork or something, like that's a little bit different. But if it's like something that's part of a soul contract, like it's not that you just got a wild idea one day to manifest a soulmate. It's because it was time in your soul contract for the soulmate to come forward. And so Spirit nudged you to do your part and like put in the work. They're working on the energetic side of things to make this happen. Part of your job is to go through your manifestation rituals to get this thing to come into the 3D. So it's like a reciprocal experience. So this is divine timing. Gosh, you don't have that much longer to wait. You've got like less than a month basically to wait for this. So is there any other guidance then? Because this is like, okay, I do have to say before I pull one more card, like congratulate yourself. I know being patient is really, really hard, especially in this type of a situation. Especially when you feel like, you can do something to control it, and Spirit's like, honey, this is out of your control. we've been in the driver's seat of this all along. And they've actually been helping this really slow moving person on their spiritual path to get energetically aligned, to come into alignment with you. And this person's ready. I don't know if this person thinks that they're ready. I think this person feels like they have a lot more work to do. And so that's why Spirit has to step in too, because this person can get themselves into this endless loop of feeling like they need continuous improvement. Maybe they were part of agile development. Maybe they've got some sort of like an IT background or something. Why agile development? I worked in the IT field for quite some time, like about a little over 15 years. And we worked really a lot with like agile software development. And so for some of you, this person is like very IT related, and it may not be IT related in the 3D world. This could be somebody past life who works up on the ships, like a starseed, and they do a lot of like IT technical type related work up there with star family and stuff. This is a very, very advanced soul too, a very advanced soul. This is not their first rodeo on the planet, nor is it your first incarnation together off planet. You've known this person off planet more than you have on planet. You've been apart for quite some time on Gaia. You have not seen this soul. Oh yeah, I'm getting a lot of chills. You haven't seen this soul for a really, really long time. And it's going to be a huge, huge celebration when you come together, because you're going to have instant, when you see this person for the first time, you're going to have instant awareness that you've known them before. You can't picture them in your mind right now, in your mind's eye right now, because Spirit's saying it's a surprise and they don't want you to know what they look like. Of course, why not? But they're coming, and they're coming soon. There's nothing you need to do. And even the fact that they are slow and they think that they've got more work to do, at some point here in the next 3 to 4 weeks, Spirit is going to say, okay, you've done enough on yourself, no matter how you feel about what's going on. They're going to give them this energetic push to reach out to you online. They just keep saying online. They're going to reach out to you online. All right, let's get you one final card. So celebrate all the hard work you've done to come together. Yeah, and the last card is air, new clarity, messages, mind chatter, and wings. As this 3 to 4 weeks gets closer and closer, you're going to feel them coming towards you. Your dream world is going to pick up a little bit more, and you're going to start to, the fog is going to kind of clear around who they are. Spirit's going to start giving you, they're saying like sneak peeks into their reality through like astral travel. They're actually going to let you start astral projecting to this person. So the whole astral projection, the whole thing for you around who this person is, has been veiled from you. It's like, you know, they're there, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. You didn't know who they were. You could never see their face. You could only feel their energy. It was all being kind of done for this buildup of this surprise. But slowly now, because it's getting closer, these clues are going to start to like leak out, and you're going to start being allowed, Spirit says, being allowed to see, because Spirit's been the one kind of keeping the veil, the curtain closed. The curtain's going to slowly start to rise up, and you're going to start getting more insight into who this person is for you. What they look like may start coming across in dreams. You may start hearing more of the telepathy coming through. You may just start getting a good mind's eye view of their surroundings, where they might be at, because it's all time to be revealed. So there's no more sense in the reason for the curtain to be down anymore. I mean, the big reveal will be when they reveal themselves to you, and they like share all these heartfelt messages apparently that they've been building up for you. But until then, you're going to kind of get some fun little sneak peeks as rewards for you being so patient, because I think you've been like ultra, uber, super duper patient. And Spirit's going to reward you by giving little sneak peeks into this person's reality. So that when they come, it's not so much a shock and awe. It's more like a gentle entrance, because we want you to stay zen. We don't want to throw you off balance. We want you to stay a little bit zen, a little bit, excited and surprised, yes, but not totally like tower moment, thrown off kilter, like, whoa, this thing just suddenly showed up. Like, you're going to get some advance notice that they're coming and a little bit about who they are, so that when they do show up, you can kind of ease into it with a little bit more grace and not so much anxiety and like freak out, like, whoa, I'm a big freak out about it. So I would say enjoy these next 3 to 4 weeks. They're a very important part of your journey. It's the whole celebration of something that you've been working really hard on for quite some time now. And you're going to be richly rewarded, better than you ever thought, beyond your wildest dreams when this person comes in. A whole new set of circumstances and lifestyle choices open up to you. And it's really going to be this next level up and step up in your soul's journey and your soul's path. So congratulations on all the work that you've done so far. They just keep saying richly rewarded, that it's time for you to be richly rewarded. So I want to thank you so much for joining me, friends, and we will see you again soon. Take care.